We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated.
You know, there seems to be this concerted effort over at CNN, at the network CNN, to bow down to Trump, to bend the knee, if you will, and not hold him accountable for his lies and propaganda spreading and just being a horrible president, a liar, a convicted felon, you name it. And I feel, from my honest assessment, that this effort is definitely an effort from the top, an order coming down from the executives, because you don't have other prominent journalists at the company like a Jake Tapper and a few others make this effort to suddenly sane wash Trump, be soft on him, take it easy on him, after many years of putting Trump on blast and holding Trump accountable for lying, for betraying the American public, for breaking the law. There definitely seems to be this corporate-driven effort to give aid to Trump, to sane wash Trump, and to kind of shield themselves from any kind of criticism they get from Donald Trump or any other MAGA politicians, MAGA journalists. This is not bravery. It's not good journalism. It's very shoddy journalism. To not hold people accountable for their actions, to not tell the truth to the American public, to your God-given right in the Constitution for fair and honest journalism. To sane wash somebody, that's not good journalism. That's shitty journalism. It's horrible journalism. And that seems to be the trend that CNN's ownership wants to go. And it's not just CNN. I could go on more about, you have MSNBC, Morning Joe and Mika, their sudden shift to bending the knee and begging Trump for forgiveness after years of criticizing Donald Trump's poor policies and poor decision making. And then you have over in ABC, George Stephanopoulos. We've seen the recent caving in to a lawsuit that Trump had, a lawsuit that Trump was not going to win. Part of this, as we've seen over the past few weeks, is the way they're toying around with one of their journalists, Jim Acosta, a man who is no stranger to holding Donald Trump accountable and other MAGA politicians, and he's gone after Democrats too, which makes him a fair and honest journalist in the journalistic world. He is a man of integrity when it comes to journalism. Jim Acosta has a very highly rated show on CNN. One of the only shows on CNN that seems to be doing well because of his honest and fair journalism. They have recently made the announcement that they want to switch him to a different time slot. They don't want to have him in prime time anymore. They want to switch him to the midnight Eastern time slot. And they've offered to him they've made the effort to be accommodating for him, to move him to out on the West Coast, to their California headquarters, where he would then have to be airing it at the 9 p.m. West Coast time slot. But it'll of course be midnight Eastern time to, give him what he wants, but jerk him around at the same time. And he pretty much said, no, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to call it quits here for now. Let's watch the clip.
Just wanted to end today's show by thanking all of the wonderful people who work behind the scenes at this network. You may have seen some reports about me and the show, And after giving all of this some careful consideration and weighing an alternative time slot CNN offered me, I've decided to move on. I am grateful to CNN for the nearly 18 years I've spent here doing the news. People often ask me if the highlight of my career at CNN was at the White House covering Donald Trump. Actually, no. That moment came here when I covered former President Barack Obama's trip to Cuba in 2016 and had the chance to question the dictator there, Raul Castro, about the island's political prisoners. As the son of a Cuban refugee, I took home this lesson. It is never a good time to bow down to a tyrant. I've always believed it's the job of the press to hold power to account. I've always tried to do that here at CNN, and I plan on doing all of that in the future. One final message. Don't give in to the lies. Don't give in to the fear. Hold on to the truth and to hope. Even if you have to get out your phone, record that message. I will not give in to the lies. I will not give in to the fear. Post it on your social media so people can hear from you too. I'll have more to say about my plans in the coming days, but until then, I want to thank all of you for tuning in. It has been an honor to be welcomed into your home for all these years. That's the news. Reporting from Washington, I'm Jim Acosta.
It's never a good time to bow down to tyrants. Truer words have never been spoken before. And it's just shameful that CNN has been dicking this guy around for the past few weeks. And he has brought tons of ratings in for their network. He has done 18 years, I repeat, 18 years of great service, of great honesty and integrity journalism to CNN. But as we've seen lately from CNN, they prefer to bow down and accept the lies of Donald Trump and the mega cultists. I gotta say, it is a very, very bold move of CNN to basically force, through frustrations and dicking him around the past few weeks, to basically force Jim Acosta out at CNN, the guy who it does have their highest rated show, and to cast him aside for lies when their network is struggling right now in the ratings department. I mean, independent media here on YouTube, some accounts like Midas Touch, David Pakman, Jesse Dollemore, these guys are doing much better in viewership than CNN is right now. So very bold move of CNN to treat Jim Acosta like this, and they're definitely going to feel it in the ratings department in the coming weeks now that Jim Acosta is gone. Jim Acosta, because he is such a great journalist and of integrity, he no doubt will find a job somewhere else. I mean, maybe one of the other major networks will reach out to him because he is that talented of a journalist, or maybe he goes his own route and goes independent media, as that seems to be the case right now. We've seen in this past election, one thing that has stood out with a lot of people, and Democrats seem to have taken note on it, is that younger people aren't really watching mainstream news, and even some of the people in like the middle-aged crowd aren't really. They have switched over to YouTube or other type of video sharing websites on the internet, podcasts. So Jim Acosta, he's going to land well wherever he goes.